Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. This came out this year, actually, and it's starring Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez, Justice Smith, and Hugh Grant. So what's it about? There are Chris Pine and Michelle Rodriguez have been locked up for like a failed heist for some MacGuffin. That Chris Pine has been after, which I don't want to, probably shouldn't say just to like not spoil it or anything, but it's 100% the MacGuffin that pushes the story along, that like all the characters are after and sought after and things like that. And they go on a quest to get Chris Pine's daughter, also who was taken by Hugh Grant, who was a friend of theirs, after the heist went bad and they got arrested. And so they find a way out of jail, and they try to go find both Chris Pine's daughter and the magical object, the MacGuffin, and yeah, hijinks ensues. So that's the entire movie, basically, without spoiling anything, that is. So what I like about it, actually, it's this is, now I know the last Dungeons and Dragons movie we got was just garbage. It was complete just garbage. I think it came out, it was like late 90s or early 2000s. It had Marlon Wayans in it, had Jeremy Irons in it. Don't watch it though. It's not good. So I have very low expectations coming into this one. Oh, and I streamed this on Paramount Plus. That's right. I forgot to mention I streamed it on Paramount Plus. And this is actually surprisingly a very good movie. It's a very good, very fun movie. Had a ball with it. The writing in this is like the best part of the movie. Like the script is in itself, like the plot is very, very much by the numbers. It is a very by the numbers plot. But the dialogue in this is like really fun, really funny. Like I throughout the entire movie, I was kind of like chuckling and cracking up at it. I did have a Corona or two when I was watching it, but like still, it was just it was with the dialogue in this is really good. There's a sequence in there where they go to a graveyard. Hilarious. Like it is actually like very funny, a very fun movie. I was not expecting this to be like good at all. I was just kind of sitting down on a Friday night just to watch something, and yeah, it was really good. I just like, damn, I would have went to the movies to see this actually. Another thing I liked in this, the Bradley Cooper cameo in this was insane. Again, the writing in this is like just stellar. Like the dialogue in this was written just chef's kiss, yeah. And just seeing Bradley, cause it took a minute, because I guess Bradley Cooper's kind of like a halfling, I guess we call them in Dungeons and Dragons lore. So when he first came on screen, I was just looking like, that's not Bradley Cooper, is it? And like, ah, damn, yeah, that's Bradley Cooper. And he had just a very bit part, came in really quick, and yeah, it was surprisingly good. Like, it was funny, but it was also kind of like very poignant, pretty dramatic pretty dramatic scene. And yeah, it was, again, was not expecting this to be good at all, but yeah, it shocked me. One of the things I really liked about this is, I'll just say, a fat dragon. Like, yeah, again, the writing in this movie was just impeccable. They trying to find another magical object to help them along with the quest, and of course it's Dungeons and Dragons, so you got to have a dungeon crawl, right? And when you're in the dungeon and you finally find your thing, of course, what has to pop up but a dragon? But they subverted that into like this kind of like fat dragon, which was hilarious. Again, you have to see it. I don't want to spoil a thing. Just watch it. This movie is actually really good. I highly suggest watching it. If you're into fantasy at all, if you're into Dungeons and Dragons at all, it don't matter. If you're a Chris Pine fan or not, don't matter. Just it's a fun little movie you could put on with the family or whatever, and yeah, it's crazy. The what I don't like about it, my like only complaint, my singular complaint with this would be that the third act in this, it really kind of does drag, and there's a couple of times where it could just wrap up, and it does start to kind of outweigh its welcome, but right when you're kind of like, okay, all right, let's go, it ends, it actually wraps up. So that's my only complaint. It does go on. That's a little bit too far, but that's my only complaint. Like, that's, other than that, pretty damn good movie. Like, it's actually pretty good. I definitely recommend watching it. Okay, my author's introspection on this one, and this is just as kind of like my take on it, looking at it from like a creative view, or like a author's point of view, somebody who like writes stories and stuff. So this movie is a shining example. I've been talking about the writing, right? And this movie is a shining example on why the writer's strike that's going on right now in Hollywood is so important. And so many writers that get looked over for the more like bombastic aspects of film projection, but you can argue that the main foundation of every book, every TV show, every movie, it's like every song is like the writing, right? Like, that's the main part of it. And so, it's normally the guy that's sitting in front of a Word document at 4 a.m. trying to find the right snappy dialogue that the main lead fires off at the main love interest at the right point of the story, usually gets looked over and overlooked by the director, the leading actor, and even the producers, like, a lot, right? But, and yeah, I can get a bit defensive about that, being somebody who is a writer, or somebody who's trying to write something great, something poignant, because a lot of time the unsung heroes of like the film production especially are the writers. A director will come in and just rearrange a whole scene, or like rearrange, like, or take whole characters out, or like redo like characters' motivations and lines of dialogue and things like that. They kind of like more so fit their vision and not necessarily serve the story. You know what I mean? And yes, I mean, with that, I do think writers deserve way more compensation. That's why I'm right there with them in spirit. I'm nowhere near on a level or anything to even like get near like a picket line or anything like that. But when it comes to like the unsung heroes, the guys that's looked over, the ones that don't get any credit, or a lot of the credit, I often find myself kind of on that side with them. So I have a very big soft spot for like script writers and things like that. And if I was right there, I'd be right on the picket line with them. And again, movies like this, like the humor of the dialogue, like, and someone putting like having a fat dragon right there at like where like the regular trope would say it'd be like this huge, terrifying, threatening dragon that like brings the party to its wits and almost has them done until like the wizard does the right spell at the right time and makes everyone disappear. But to have that, some writer again who was sitting at a Word document like 3-4 in the morning was like, you know what, no, let's do this, let's change it up, let's do it this way. And yeah, that's more shine, more respect, more compensation to the writers. There we go. Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves, 4 out of 5. Excellent movie, excellent writing. Definitely recommend.